Welcome to the Compact Murder Podcast from compactmurder.com, the show where we explore murders, murderers, serial killers, and assassinations. This is episode 47, The Murder of Christopher Marlowe. In the late 16th century, few figures shone as brightly as Christopher Marlowe. Playwright, poet, and provocateur, Marlowe was a man of immense talent and an equally immense appetite for danger. He lived fast, wrote with brilliance, and died violently at the age of 29. His death in a small house in Deptford in 1593 has long been one of the great mysteries of Elizabethan England. Was it a drunken brawl over money, an assassination ordered by the Crown, or the silencing of a man who knew too much? The murder of Christopher Marlowe remains one of the most intriguing deaths in literary history. Christopher Marlowe was born in Canterbury on the 6th of February 1564, just 2 months before William Shakespeare. He was the son of a shoemaker, but his intellect and ambition quickly set him apart. He earned a scholarship to attend Cambridge, where he studied at Corpus Christi College. While there, he developed the skills that would later make him one of England's greatest playwrights. By his early 20s, Marlowe was already causing a stir. His first major play, Tamburlaine the Great, electrified audiences with its bold blank verse and ruthless protagonist. It was unlike anything London's theatres had seen. His subsequent plays, including Doctor Faustus, The Jew of Malta, and Edward II, cemented his reputation as a daring and original writer. But Marlowe was not just a literary genius. He was also a man of controversy. He was accused of blasphemy, atheism, and even espionage. He lived a life that blurred the line between artist and outlaw, and his fiery personality made him as many enemies as admirers. One of the enduring mysteries of Marlowe's life is his alleged involvement in espionage. Records suggest that while at Cambridge, Marlowe was frequently absent, missing lectures and examinations. Rumours circulated that he had gone abroad on secret missions for the Crown. When Cambridge officials hesitated to grant him his master's degree in 1587, a letter from the Privy Council intervened, praising his service to Queen Elizabeth and urging the university to reward him. This letter has fuelled speculation that Marlowe worked for Sir Francis Walsingham, Elizabeth's spy master. The world of Elizabethan espionage was murky, full of double agents, informers, and conspiracies against the Crown. If Marlowe was part of it, he was moving in circles where betrayal and sudden death were common. By 1593, Marlowe's fortunes had taken a darker turn. England was on edge, facing threats from Catholic plots, foreign enemies, and internal dissent. In this atmosphere of paranoia, heresy, and sedition were punishable by death. Marlowe's name appeared in connection with a series of libellous posters known as the Dutch Church libels, which attacked foreigners living in London. Whether he was truly involved remains uncertain, but suspicion was enough to put him under scrutiny. Soon after, Richard Baines, a former associate, delivered a damning report to the authorities accusing Marlowe of atheism and blasphemy. The charges were serious, and atheism was seen as a direct threat to the state. Around the same time, Thomas Kidd, another playwright and one of Marlowe's contemporaries, was arrested. Under interrogation, Kidd claimed that incriminating papers found in his possession actually belonged to Marlowe. On the 20th of May 1593, Marlowe was arrested and brought before the Privy Council. Instead of being imprisoned in the Tower, he was released on the condition that he remain in London and report daily to the authorities. It was an unusual arrangement, and within 10 days, Marlowe would be dead. On the 30th of May 1593, Christopher Marlowe spent the day in Deptford, a riverside district outside London. He was in the company of 3 men: Ingram Fraser, Nicholas Skeers, and Robert Poley. All 3 had ties to the shadowy world of espionage and intelligence. Poley was an agent who had worked for Walsingham. Skeers was a fixer and professional swindler. Fraser was a businessman connected to the Walsingham family. According to the official inquest, the four men spent much of the day in a lodging house owned by Eleanor Bull. They ate, drank, and talked. At some point in the evening, an argument broke out over the bill. The quarrel escalated and Marlowe allegedly attacked Fraser. In the struggle, Fraser drew a dagger and stabbed Marlowe above the eye. The wound was fatal. Marlowe was dead at 29. His body was buried in an unmarked grave at St. Nicholas Church in Deptford the next day. The inquest into Marlowe's death was conducted by William Danby, the Queen's coroner. His report stated that Marlowe had been killed in self-defence by Ingram Fraser. Within a month, Fraser received a royal pardon and was free. This swift and convenient outcome raised questions even at the time. Why was Marlowe, already under suspicion for heresy, spending the day with men linked to the intelligence services? Why was Fraser so quickly pardoned? And why did the Crown seem eager to close the matter with minimal fuss? The official version of events, that Marlowe died in a drunken brawl over the bill, has never satisfied historians. Too many elements of the story seem suspicious. One theory is that Marlowe's death was an assassination ordered by the Crown. His arrest for heresy, combined with his loose tongue and dangerous connections, may have made him a liability. Killing him quietly in Deptford and disguising it as a tavern brawl would have been a convenient solution. Another theory is that Marlowe's death was staged. Some argue that the playwright faked his death with the help of his powerful patrons and fled abroad, continuing to write under another name. This has fueled wild claims that Marlowe was the actual author of Shakespeare's plays, though most scholars dismiss this idea. A third theory is simpler, that Marlowe really did get into a violent quarrel that ended in his death. He was known for his temper and his reckless behaviour. Perhaps his end was exactly what it seemed, the result of a heated argument that went too far. Whatever the truth, the loss of Christopher Marlowe was a significant blow to English literature. In just 6 years of writing, he transformed the stage with his bold characters, his muscular verse, and his fearless exploration of ambition, power, and desire. Doctor Faustus, with its tale of a man who sells his soul for knowledge and power, remains one of the great works of the Elizabethan stage. Edward II introduced a new depth of psychological realism in its portrayal of a flawed king and his doomed favourites. Even in death, Marlowe cast a long shadow over his contemporaries. William Shakespeare, whose career was just beginning as Marlowe's ended, would later echo many of Marlowe's themes and styles. The violent circumstances of his death only added to his legend. Marlowe became the archetype of the doomed genius, brilliant, rebellious, and destroyed before his time. His story continues to fascinate scholars, playwrights, and true crime enthusiasts alike, because it combines art, politics, and mystery in equal measure. The murder of Christopher Marlowe remains unsolved in the truest sense. Whether he was the victim of a conspiracy, a casualty of the dangerous world of espionage, or simply the loser in a drunken fight, his death left behind more questions than answers. Yet in those questions lies the enduring intrigue of his story. I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Compact Murder Podcast from compacthistories.com. If you did, why not leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts? And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. If you would like to support us more directly, please consider buying us a coffee. Head on over to compacthistories.com/murdercoffee to see how. Also, please check out our other Compact podcasts. You will find them all at compacthistories.com. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.